This is your host, Danny, and this is Expressions from English Plus Podcast. Today's expression is out of touch. What does that mean? How do we use it? And why is it important? We'll get to know all that in this episode of Expressions from English Plus Podcast. So, let me start. What is it? Out of touch can be used as an adjective. Someone who is out of touch with a situation is not aware of recent changes in it. You can say, I'm a little out of touch with the latest computer technology. So it's not that you don't know anything about it, but you don't know or you're not aware of recent developments or changes in this technology. You can say, for example, they accuse politicians of being out of touch with ordinary people, which should be completely the opposite. They should be in touch with people. They should know everything about ordinary people. But most politicians are not, unfortunately. But is that everything about out of touch? Not really. We can use that to talk about relationships between people. If you're out of touch with someone, you have not been in contact with them recently and are not familiar with their present situation. For example, James wasn't invited. We've been out of touch for years. We haven't talked recently. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what James is doing nowadays, so we've been out of touch. Doesn't mean that I hate James. Doesn't mean that we don't like James. Maybe I like James, or maybe I kind of liked James when we were in college or at university or at school, but we haven't been in touch since then. So if I want to talk about now, we are out of touch. If you are out of touch with someone, you have not been in contact with them recently and are not familiar with their present situation. So, out of touch can be used in two different ways, two very useful ways. Use them in your own conversations and in writing as well. Another day, another expression. This is your host, Danny. Thank you very much for listening to another Expressions episode from English Plus Podcast. I will see you next time.